My name is Coach Norris Jackson. I'm
Don't
the
worry,
head
Joe.
coach
It's
of
gonna
the
continue.
Detroit Seminoles. Been coaching for a long time here. Couldn't get it done without my assistant coaches, which is head coach Robert Hunt. I call him head coach. That's what he is really, you know. But we got a nice group here. You know, the guys got a chance to do something that happened back in 2002 and 2003. That's a chance to win back-to-back national championships. That'll be, as far as I know, the first time a team have done it back-to-back in two separate times. You know, hopefully we can do it. You know, we got to put a lot of hard work in because we got a bullseye on our back. Right now, you know, teams looking at us, you know, any edge they can get against us, they're going to use it. You know, we just have to work hard and practice and come out and play like we can play, and that's hard. Anything else?
How does it feel to win an undefeated season for 2014?
Well, really tell you the truth, it don't feel no different than any other. I expect the challenges, we expected this from the beginning. During spring practice, we expected these guys to go out and defend a national championship. You know, it's a new time now. Like I tell them all the time, 2013 is behind us. This is 2014. Let's go for 2014. Let's win that national championship. Let's not rest on the one we had last year. Let's go forward.
Okay. Did you know that the Timberwolves game was a forfeit today and they won 2-0?
I just found out. That's news to me now. You know, but no matter what they do, you know, it's irrelevant to us. You know, I mean, we got to keep going forward in what we do. We can't worry about the Timberwolves. When the Timberwolves see us again, it's going to be a completely different team that they faced the first time. You know, defense still going to be the same, hard fight, but the offense is going to be a little bit more clicking there. We're going to put some points on the board.
How do you feel having Roscoe get his 1,000th point today?
Oh wow! You know, I loved it. You know, I was here when Roscoe, you know, started playing. You know, a much younger Roscoe, and he finally got it around.
And your sister. I'm gonna report to your sisters. I know who to stop you.
Yeah, boy, what a crazy fan out here. But anyway, you know, Roscoe deserved it. I mean, he's been here a long time. Roscoe even helped my son learn to be a kicker. My son made all city as a kicker at Renaissance High School. So you know, he deserved it. You know, I'm looking forward to welcoming him into the Hall of Fame one day.
So, what's your plans for the playoff games?
We can't rest. We have to look forward to the challenge ahead. The teams up north putting up a lot of points.
You're referring to the Muskegon team?
Yes, the Muskegon team. We look forward to playing these guys. You know, they putting up a lot of points. We're shutting people down. People only averaging 6 points a game against us. You know, so we got a good defense. They got a good offense. It'll be a great championship game if we meet each other.
Well, that would be an interesting setup. Now, who would get home field advantage for that one if it came to those two teams?
Well, right now, the way it go and the way it's set up, they would get the home field because they've outscored us. Even though both teams is undefeated, they would get the home field advantage because they scored almost 500 points. We're not close to that. So it'll be a good game. If we have to go up there, you know, we used to traveling good. We used to winning on the road, so, you know.
Okay. So, what possible challenge would that make it for the defense versus the Muskegon offense?
Well, we seen them guys play when we was down in national championship back in January when we played down in Florida. And they got defeated down there by this Carolina team. Like I was telling our guys, you know, if you hard press their receivers, pressure the quarterback, the game is ours. You know, mistakes at a minimum. You know, we can't make mistakes and we can't get into a tit for tat with them. You know, I don't think our offense is quite there yet to go back and forth. But if we get there, we'll put that running game on them, and you know, it's going to really be a game if we start running the ball. I think we got the most potent running attack than anybody, you know. We don't just feature one back, we feature several backs.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Coach.
I appreciate it.
All right. How do you feel that today's game affected you as far as coach?
Well, the biggest thing that I want to continue to see from our football club is continued improvement from an offensive standpoint. As an offensive coach, I want to make sure that we're improving every step of the way, from what we're doing schematically to understanding what everyone's role, alignments, and assignments are, to make sure that we're executing the offense at a high level so that we continue to improve and score points, because that's our job, is to score points, to give our defense a realistic chance of keeping us in every ball game, and give our special teams a chance to set the tone. So we want to do our part from an offensive standpoint, and that's my responsibility. So I want to do everything I can to help our ball club.
Okay. As far as the 7 points that defense gave up, what was the breakdown of that?
As an offensive coach, you want to support what everyone's doing. Defensively, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to attribute it to maybe being relaxed, but our job as an offense is to keep the pedal to the metal so that everyone stays emotionally attached to the game, so that we don't have a point where any element in any of the phases of our game break down, because there are 3 phases in football, and we don't want to have any element break down. So our job from an offensive standpoint is to build the confidence of the defense and special teams so that everyone plays at a high level.
Okay. With Muskegon having almost 300 points scored offensively, how do you think the future game with them may look like?
First of all, I've had an opportunity to see that Muskegon team. They're a great football team. We had an opportunity last year down in Florida to see them play. Had a chance to go against their quarterback. He's one of the more outstanding quarterbacks in the nation. When they were with quite a few of those guys were a part of the Force, West Michigan Force, a few years back. And they were one of the dominant teams in the league. Actually, they won the championship the year prior. So we respect everything that they do. But, you have to line up and play football, and the biggest thing that we have to do is bring our A game. If we bring our A game, I'll take our chances against anybody.
Okay. So what is the possibility of your strategy for that game or any future playoff games that we have scheduled?
Well, I'll tell you what, first thing is going to start with us preparing ourselves the appropriate way. We have to come to practice next week and we got a bye week, so that's going to help us heal a little bit. We'll be able to nurture some injuries and get some guys where we're as close to 100% as possible, because at this point in the season, nobody's going to be 100%. But you want to be as close physically as you can, but the key is being mentally sharp so that you don't make those physical errors going into it, because in playoff situation, it's a one-game elimination situation, so every play is important, and you want to give yourself the best chance to win by minimizing and eliminating as many mistakes as possible.
Okay. Well, did you know that the Timberwolves won by forfeit today?
Well, unfortunately, which I thought was a good thing for our league, and our commissioner, who was one of the best commissioners in America, Al Cedar, has put together a situation where we hadn't had to run into forfeits. It's unfortunate that we ran into that. And, obviously we dealt with that last week with the Pontiac Storm succumbing to the season. But, we just want to make sure that we can do everything we can from our standpoint to better ourselves, and whatever challenges that await us, we have to be prepared and be willing to accept them, and then go out and execute and play good football.
Who do you think we're going to play in a couple of weeks?
Well, we have to see how everything shakes down. We'll leave that up to the powers that be. However it works out, we're going to have to be able to line up and play good football no matter who the opponent is, because we've had an opportunity to see all the teams on the eastern side of our division and our bracket. So what we have to do is play better than we've played everybody before, because now they have film on us. They have an understanding of what our personnel is. But likewise, we have the same advantage, if you want to call that. So it's going to boil down now to really who out-executes the other team and who does the best and minimize mistakes, because it always boils down to mistakes in the playoffs. The team that makes the fewest usually the team that comes out victorious.
What's the possible strategy that may come up, that being that we have 2 weeks off? Next week we have a game off, and then the first playoff game. Will that hinder any extra practices or the team maybe having that extra week off?
Actually, from a coach's standpoint, and just obviously I had an opportunity to play the game, but from a coaching standpoint, that actually excites me more because that gives us time to fine tune. When you can go in and fine tune and correct mistakes that you've been making, little adjustments and balance off the quirks, the mistakes that you've been making here or there, it's going to give you a better chance. So I'm actually excited that extra week, again, gives you time to heal from a physical standpoint, and a mental standpoint, it gives you a chance to strengthen yourself. So that portion of it is really exciting as a coach because it gives you time to kind of go back into the lab, and all of the coaches, we can get together, make sure that we do all the little things right. So, from Coach Jackson, being the tone setter, to have Coach Walker with our defense, and our defense has been the #1 defense in the league for the last 3 years. So, we figure if we can go into the game playing quality defense, with our defensive coordinator doing a good job and setting the tone, offensively it's up to us to catch up, be able to establish ourselves and be able to matriculate the ball down the field and score some points, and then special teams playing good field position. That'll give us a chance to at least embark upon being successful and advancing, because at this point it's just win and advance. Whether you win by 1 or by 100, the whole key is to win and advance.
Do we have any injured players that are going to be returning for the playoffs?
Well, Alante Smith has a slight hamstring injury, but again, those 2 weeks will help him. Robert Cohen, our free safety, has been nursing a hamstring, the last few weeks. So we got a couple guys with some sore hamstrings, but that comes with the territory. And at this point of the year, we just, like I say, got to get ourselves as close to healthy as possible, and we'll fight hard and give ourselves every chance to defend the league championship and hopefully defend our national crown.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Coach.
You're welcome.